So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Sagittarius Ascendant video for the Dasamsa chart, the D10 chart, and how does, you know, things manifest when you have Sagittarius rising on your D10 chart, which is known as the Dasamsa, the most important chart related to you performing your karmas, your obligation to society. How is it that you are executing the karma that are promised in your main birth chart? How are they going to manifest? What problems are going to arise? You know, what type, how is it that the path, paves itself for you to accomplish certain things? So that's the Samsha. And if you do not know, if you have Sagittarius ascendant in the Samsha, or what ascendant you have, along with all the planetary placements there, all the planetary placements in birth chart and all the other divisional charts. For that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, include my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy. So, the Samsa chart, Sagittarius ascendant. Let's talk about this particular subject. So, when you have a Sagittarius ascendant rising, one of the most important ways that things are going to manifest is with your ability to teach, counsel, advise, and strategize in your work. Such people will display strategies. Such people, whether it's a creative form, mechanical form, technical form, AI form, medical form, they're gonna display. They're gonna have to. It's not something that they're gonna want to. No, they're gonna have to display this ability to not only perform their work, but teach during their work, counsel others during their work, become this, this dictionary of wisdom related to the karma that is being performed. Because, like, for example, somebody could be a brilliant actor, okay, and they're on the movie sets, they're getting projects, they're getting movies, but then other actors are coming to them to learn and teach. You're a great athlete, and perhaps once you retire or over the summer when the season is off, other players are coming to you and asking you, hey, how do I improve my, like, it's going to be about improvement. Your main obligation becomes to improve other people's work while you're trying to do your own work. And especially this particular ascendant has the most value for them. Information, knowledge becomes their most preserved asset. Because what is a preserved asset? Like gold and cash and money. That's what we all rely on. For these people, the more they know, the more they learn, they realize that that is something that is valued, that is something that they want to value more than the money itself. And you will see that such people usually have a very professional way of communicating things. Such people will not burst out into, emotional feedback when they don't agree with something. They will listen, but then they will respond with their bellowed voice to get their message across. And specifically, when it comes to them dealing there with their coworkers, in no matter what kind of work they will go, will be very eccentric, will be very emotionally moody, and quite scientific in nature. They will always want to define things through a scientific perspective, through the perspective of the cosmos. And this is something they do enjoy, actually. This is not something that becomes an obstacle. So even if somebody is a lawyer, their co-workers that they interact with, that are working at the same level as them are going to be very much kind of going on to the other lane versus everybody else in society. And especially when they want to communicate with anybody in their profession, they themselves use those scientific, abstract way of communicating. However, when these people have their own private space to work in, when these people, let's say, have their own business, their own office, they're working from privacy of their own domain versus being outside, then you will see they become quite like a general. They become very much a general in their own private space. And they're going to be extremely negotiable with the public. They're going to be very liberal with the public outside. Internally, it's going to be very individualized aim, individualized thought process. So as much as you may think, well, this is a very divine type ascendant, it is. But the thing is, they're strategists. It's kind of like a great politician. They'll be able to impress anybody and any constituent of theirs. But internally, they have this one goal that they want to always initiate, that they always want to bring forth. And usually they get very harmonious subordinates in life. And usually their combat with their business competition, work competition, any kind of like an enemy in their workspace will be very childlike with them. And especially through communication is the only way that they can dissolve that enemy. But usually the enemies that they have usually are going to be much more amateur than this individual. Much more, like a young athlete coming out of college. Immature, just has the skills, not refined yet, and yet they want to go against that 10-year pro. And when they do, they realize, okay, now I'm playing with the big boys. And specifically, such people will usually always get even childlike partners. Partners who they know that they don't have that same level of wisdom and intelligence as them, but they tend to work with it. Because they will see that their partner and the opponents both are going to be overly communicative, overly analyzing things, overly nitpicking things, when they know that they are supposed to be looking at the bigger picture. So in a way, the partnership for the Sagittarius ascendant works out quite well, but it usually is like a father-child relationship. And you will see a Sagittarius person out in the world, in the professional space, always will hide their emotions, will always hide their insecurities. It will be very hard for you to kind of understand how is it that this person, feeling right now, because they keep that thing hidden. And when it comes to, people above them, the authority above them, usually they will always find very powerful mentors and bosses, very detail and nitpicking bosses, but they're always there to improve them. Like you will see, especially a Sagittarius Dasamsa individual will somehow find their mentor who will be somehow connected with government, maybe at one point in their life. Even let's say if an actor wants a mentor, the mentor that they will have may have served in the army, may have worked for administration of the government. And usually they don't have to attract their, professional network circles. The professional network circle is attracted to them, wanting to be in contact with them, wanting to serve them, wanting to help them. So this actually becomes quite a blessed position for this individual. And usually you will see whenever this individual goes to a foreign place, they have the most transformations in their life. So if let's say one is, just doing desk job for 6 years and they're happy with that desk job. Suddenly they get like a foreign opportunity. It's paying better, better package, and they go. Suddenly that normal 9 to 5 scenario will have this churning ocean. Whether for the good or bad, for that you're going to have to see that chart of a Sagittarius Dasamsa. But it's going to be full of transformation, full of big changes, dramatic changes in their life. But this is pretty much a very blessed and prosperous position for an individual to, execute their dharma, to execute their artha. Because mainly life always in physical form is driven on dharma and artha. Kama is more in our senses that we want to manifest as the artha or dharma. Okay. So, guys, this was my analysis of Sagittarius Ascendant in Dasamsa. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos, and the bell button. And if you want to know everything about your own ascendant and all your astrological details, remember to check out the links here. Otherwise, we will see you Monday. Bye-bye.